Hi, folks. I want to talk about a film, another personal favorite of mine, a sort of a thriller, horror, action, sort of escapism. I don't know how would I put this film. I mean, when I look up the genre, it says horror action, but there are definitely bits of thriller in there, so I could definitely add thriller to the mix. So I'll go ahead and say thriller horror because there are elements of horror to it. Sorry, sorry, thirsty. Oof. Um. So, folks, today we're going to talk about a film called You're Next, which is it's not a famous film. It's not a film with a big cast or anything like that. Like you're not going to get top grade acting or top notch actors or actresses or anything like that. It's not that type of movie. It's more like a B movie where you have a lot of fun with it and you don't know who will live or who will die. And that's the fun part is you don't know who will live or who will fucking die. But the film stars Simon Barrett is our tiger mask. He's got a tiger mask on, hunting people down. Basically, It's these rich people in this home, and well, the film starts like this. It's like this. We see a guy and a girl banging. They die in the beginning, okay, and then the film jumps to another guy, very successful, has his shit together, um, and he's with a girl played by, which I know this actress. I do know this actress, Sharni Vincent, which she's been in plenty of other stuff like Bates, which is a shark movie. She was in a shark movie. Fucking light. She was in a shark movie. Bait. Step Up 3D. Blue Crush 2. Patrick House on Willow Street. Blue Crush 1. Dragon Blade. So she did quite a few movies prior. Um, she wasn't the best actress, but I would say what I got out of it was this film really wanted to capture. It wanted to capture a thriller horror feel. Capture one final girl at the rich people's table who she's not familiar with the rich lifestyle, so she's kind of like the outsider in the family, and she's trying to stick in and she's trying to like stick out and trying to blend in. Well, she's trying to blend in, is what it is. And the brothers are a bunch of jackasses. Like the one brother says to the other brother, he's like, "Well, how did you meet her?" And he's like, "Well, I met her through teaching, but we stopped doing that because it was very inappropriate, which it is. So he stopped seeing her for a while because he was teaching and it was inappropriate. And she got older, and then he married her or he dated her or whatever. And the brother was like, he whispered. He's like he was a very demeaning guy. Like he whispered under his breath things like, "That's unprofessional," or he picked on one of his sister's boyfriends who did movies, but he started talking about how, no, bro, you should do commercials. They're way more successful, bro. Seriously, you should do more commercials. They're fucking successful, bro. Like, just shut the fuck up. Seriously. But yeah, that guy pissed me off, and he walked around with a fucking arrow in his back for like 5 hours. Like, how do you survive that? So, I mean, out of my complaints, I have fun with the movie mostly. I mostly have a fun time with it. I guess this is very centered on rich people who sort of, I don't know how you put it, abuse the system or whatever you want to call it. Like, spoilers. If you're watching this, do not finish the video. If you do not want spoilers, don't finish this video, please. We find out that her boyfriend actually was the guy who sent the fucking vigilantes, sort of people wearing rabbit masks or bunny masks or wolf masks, and they know how to use crossbows and they shoot arrows at them and they try to kill the family while having dinner. Um, I recognize the father, kind of a over religious type. um, I don't recognize a lot of the people. My phone died, but I know the girl. She was in Shark Bait, which I'm not a fan of, but I did see her there. But I thought she did okay here. I did. I wouldn't say it was a horrible. I wouldn't say it was a terrible performance. It wasn't the worst acting I've seen. I've seen better. Um, Sorry, it wasn't the worst. You could say that you've seen, oh, this is really bad acting, or this is just fucking awful. I will never watch this again. But she does okay here. I think that the whole cast does what they're meant to do. Really, I have fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. Again, I don't really go in it for the acting. I go into this for the survival horror. This is a very focused survival horror. Like, like Hills Have Eyes, kind of like Wrong Turn. It's very much like that, or like the film Sick from 2022. It's like that. Um, I have fun with it. I did have fun with it. I still have fun with it. This was my second time watching, and I had a ball with it. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I also wouldn't say that it's terrible. Because there are acting flaws. There are things in there that make you go, okay, why was this going on all along? Like, the son, he was the fucking bad guy all along. All that time, her boyfriend all along was setting this up, and I'm supposed to believe that this guy was setting it up. Like, he looks like he'd be a science teacher. Like, he doesn't look like he could set up shit. But whatever. I'm supposed to believe it, so I'll believe it. Uh, I have a fun. I just have fun with the movie. I have fun with it for what it is. I think that the main point of this, for me, actually for most people, is the final girl kicks ass. Like she'll do all sorts of smart shit. Like the killer is chasing after her. Um, after the about after the middle of the movie, after that point, she starts. She has like a brick, and she's smashing the lights, and she's like darkening the hallway as the killer chases her. So even though he's following her, she's smashing the lights. He cannot see shit. That would scare anybody. She could jump out and stab you. I mean, what could you expect? Um, or like when they're shooting arrows into the living room or dining room area, um, they pick up chairs and they sort of block their faces with the chairs. Um, they get a few people. They do. Um, her face gets pretty close, and the arrow goes through, and it almost hits her. Luckily, she had the chair. She was actually the smart one who came up with the idea. So stay away from the window. She kept saying, and they kept going near the fucking window. That's what they kept doing. You could tell they're very snobby, rich people. They act like their shit don't stink type people. Um, they didn't go too far into detail with why this is happening too much. They didn't go deep into it though. Like there's no backstory on why they're doing this really. I mean, one kid's in on it from the family, and he wants to be rich, and he's waiting for a inheritance. He's waiting for an inheritance, um, so he could give it to the give it to the killers. Um, hmm. Well, I mean, there are bad films and there are good films. I do feel like Your Next is a good film, a good horror thriller, bits of action in there. The girl kicks ass. Like she's a great final girl. The one thing, I guess, my biggest criticism is I would have loved to see a happier ending for our character because she didn't really receive a happy ending. It was a cop walks in. Actually, the cop shoots her through a window after stabbing her fucking criminal boyfriend. She stabs him, and then the cop is in the window and he shoots her, and she falls, and I'm like, oh come on, man. I'm like, oh shit. The, she did not deserve that. I mean, and then we see him, the cop, walking in, and she set a trap earlier. The trap was supposed to. It was like an axe, and it was with rope. It was tied to the above the door, so it comes down and gets the person who comes in. And the cop walks in, and he gets it bad, and she yells no, and basically that's the ending. And it's just like, okay, like I wanted more for this character. This character deserved more. Who's been through fucking hell. The character went through hell, survived, and now we're gonna fucking do this shit. It could have been worse. It could have been way worse. It could have been like, okay, we see her getting put in jail or taken away in a cop car. I wouldn't have liked that. I would not have liked that. I think that I prefer the ending that we got more, but because it's more easy. How do you put it? I don't even know what happens in this situation. I don't even know what would happen. But like, she basically protected everybody. She protected everybody, and they did not really like her. So it was kind of cool. Like, she's the girl from the city, and there are all these fucking rich people. Oh, she's more of a farmer girl, let's say. And she's super smart. Actually, the boyfriend says when she starts helping out, and there's arrows flying in, shooting the family from somewhere in the dark. The boyfriend's like, he looks at her, he's like, I've never seen this side of you before. I'm like, what the fuck? Who says this at this fucking moment? Who gives a fuck? Get up. Just get off your fucking ass and do something. Nobody's making themselves useful. Nobody. She is making herself useful. She's using her brain, her ability, and her skills. She's using all of her skills. She's doing the best she can. She's a good final girl. Really good. I can see why when I read about final girls, I see a lot about this character who was at this rich bitch party and survived what came. And she did a damn good job of it. Damn good job. And she acted well. I thought her acting was okay. It was fine. It was fine by me. It's not no Leonardo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street, What's Eating Gilbert Grape shit, but she did good. And I thought I recognized the girl too for a minute because she looked just like a girl I recognized from a show I like, Californication with David Duchovny. You know, the nanny that Charlie falls for. It looked like her kind of, but it wasn't her. This was but she was also Australian, I believe. But it sounded like her and it looked like her, so I thought it was her. uh, but yeah, Your Next is a very action-packed thriller horror survival story. So if you were looking for good survival horror, it's a good one. Do give a shot. Do give a shot. I believe the film came out, and again, my phone is it's fucking dead right now. I don't own the DVD. I can't look at the fucking case like other people. I don't look. I just let me look. Wait, just real quick. I believe 2011. That's what I believe. 2011. That's my thoughts. Same time as other films that were survival films like Wolves at the Door, which was a Charles Manson film where it's based around Sharon Tate, and they break in and they kill her, and yeah, it's based around Sharon Tate. I like the movie. If you don't like the movie, that's fine. I think it's a brilliant film. The acting, it wasn't all that good, but I don't think that you go into a horror film for acting. So you don't go into a thriller for acting, really. I don't think, but just I like it, but that's just me. Thank you for watching. If you watch.